She have very dirty lingerie and she wants it.
Alauneari immediately swallows all the narcotics.
Let's get this party started.
2,000 gold worth.
The lingerie's not a problem. It's perfectly understandable. I'd be surprised if she didn't.
Yeah.
Trislin wants to surprise Tarlin,
We'll
so she can have it.
So what are gold piece values that I need to jot down here? Figure since I'm back now.
10 doses of perfume gives a +2 diplomacy worth 1,000 gold. Tons of clothing worth nothing. And then different types of luxuries worth 2,350 gold.
650.
650. Alright.
2,300 come from then. Did you just make that up or what?
That was just, I heard wrong. Apparently it's 2,650.
Okay. But it's just
Assorted
650.
luxuries.
Okay.
2,650.
Okay.
And then 1,000 for perfume.
Okay.
Hey.
Is there anything else I needed to jot down?
Well, she had a very well-crafted silver pendant of her house, which is worth 600 gold.
Oh, instead of the normal 100. Okay.
And then she had a ring of protection +2,
Not surprised.
and a headband of vast intelligence +2, and a +2 mithril shirt.
Ooh.
And a lot of dirty underwear.
Not dirty as much as scandalous.
Oh, there is she.
Well, look at you, DDS, getting another fucking black blade thing. What is she, new Alia? Come on.
So it's 8th cast level, okay.
That was Midnight, that play was called. I think. Was it? No, I'm confabulating that with Marcus as played.
I was
Yeah,
just
that's Marcus.
I was just referring to
Yeah,
the
I
name of the
remember.
NPC, new Alia.
Oh, Jonas, you should have made it so that the Black Blade only works if you wear the Baroness lingerie.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. It's a combo.
Garrus is the goddess of charm and lust, so...
It's true.
And lingerie.
And lingerie, that's part of it.
Well, that was all fine and well with those kids, but, they didn't go after what really matters here, Jonas. Spellbook.
Yes.
Really, library. Libraries are nice. Rilinid likes books.
Yeah,
we
there
said we
is,
searched for rooms.
there is a collection of books on the shelf, according to something that does very much look like a spell book, bound in black metal and crimson scaled leather of some indeterminate reptilian beast. And there is a large locked tome that bears a title in fine elvish script.
Okay.
Yes, the title is the Codex Sebastial.
Rilinid, because he's fucking awesome, is going to mage hand the book up to his eyes and flip it around so that he can examine it, not touching it himself.
Yeah, you can roll a perception check to look it over.
Do that.
Seems to be a decent lock. Doesn't seem to be magical itself, although he notices that the pages actually are rather sharp. As if they are like almost like sharpened like a knife. Also, they seem to, when he examines this closely, be coated in poison. Anyone who would flip through this book and not aware of this would cut their fingers and be poisoned.
Now that he knows that and he's wearing the gloves, or would the pages be sufficient to cut even through his gloves?
Now, with his gloves, it would be fine.
Okay. Rolled it. Just rotating the book. He likes books.
What I was about to say, before I just found out that was poison, I was about to say I was going to cast detect poison and detect magic around the room.
Yep.
In that case, was a spellcraft, like detect poison.
Really? You don't think I can tell these things, Rae'nkalar? Come now, she didn't even hit me once. What can you say?
I'm saying I'm not pointing it just at the book. I'm doing the whole room. But
Rilinid is so full of shit.
8 hit points for Rae'nkalar.
okay.
Go away, hyena. We don't need you anymore.
4 minutes is up. You're desummoned.
Oh, poor hyena.
Yeah,
So, about that alchemist.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
about that, alchemist?
If I detect magic around the room, is there anything else in here?
No.
No poisons?
No.
About that, alchemist, we would preferably want her outside of her laboratory. She would know that area so well, there is no telling what concoction she could throw at us. Although she might carry those with her on a regular basis, it would be much better if we could get her away from her lab. Besides, there might be something of value there we would desire.
Alauneari nods. Does she have any choice really now?
Rilinid shrugs. There is no telling how loyal she might have been to her cousin, or whatever she was in relation to the Baroness. Former Baroness.
She nods. Yes, I think I shall claim that title now. Although it is not as grand as I had hoped.
Well, our empire is not quite so grand right now. To declare more of yourself would be rather presumptuous.
Nods. Yes, I suppose I will have to wait. I grow so tired of waiting. Although this recent escapade has filled me with a sense of joy.
Indeed, the plan works superbly, and not a one of us, none in the family, went down at all. Truly a marvelous plan.
She did break my pets.
Well, there'll always be more.
She nods. Plenty, yes.
Do you hear something?
I think we have company.
She'll try to listen. Does she hear something?
Yes.
What does she hear?
Someone has appeared near the door by the stairs, it seems.
Alright, that is disconcerting.
Head peeks
We
around.
will quickly move out here, prepare to channel, and then use a spell to grant yourself one temporary hit point.
Rilinid, for his matter, as soon as he peeks out, his face will beam into a wide smile.
Yes, Gorval Harak, the master torturer, stands in the doorway. He seems to be dressed not in his usual working gear, but he is carrying his weapons and some of his tools in a sort of a harness thing at his side. He looks upon
Table.
the table and the Baroness. He seems to, look a little bit concerned. And then he looks up and see you.
Alauneari raises her, head, showing off the crown that Rilinid made for her.
He takes a step in. He bows. Well, this is a surprise.
It shouldn't be.
He bows again. Pardon for saying so, dread lady, but the young and frightened drow I knew that left so long ago seem to have died, and in return we have gotten something far more grander. He bows again. I take it then that you will take your seat of rule now in Vothis.
She nods. As it has always been meant to be.
He bows again. No doubt, dread lady. I, Gorval Harak, then is at your service.
Sorry, who's that?
Oh, that's Gorval Herrick, the master torturer of Office.
Is that Half's point too?
Basically.
Awesome. He has a good taste of fashion, right?
Rilinid looks towards Alauneari and says,
I have spent some time with Gorval here. He works quite the many wonders at his craft, and I do believe there remains quite a position for him still in said craft.
Alauneari nods. Those who serve well will be rewarded. There seems to be little reason to change that now.
Where did he come from, though? Did you get him or
Up
something?
the stairs. It probably hurt the battle.
He
Oh.
takes a step forward and bows. I am at your service, dread lords. As long as I can ply my craft, I am content.
There might be in the near future a broadening of your craft. There are Svirfneblin. They might in time pose themselves to be interesting studies for you.
Behind him, in the doorway suddenly appears Andaria Sebastian.
Well,
Alauneari looks at her smugly.
Andaria looks at the Baroness on the table.
Burned a garrison mark on her throat.
Yeah. She seems to sigh. Her shoulders slope for a second, and then she sort of pulls herself up and looks over at you. Well, I see that you have finished off my cousin.
Alauneari nods. Yes.
Do you now then intend to kill me as well?
Larry looks at her. That depends.
I see. On what?
Well, first, you have not addressed me probably yet.
She seems to consider, and then she bows. Pardon me, dread lady. The shock of my cousin's death.
It should not be a surprise. As you see, none of us are significantly wounded.
She glances over to the party, sees the rips and tears, the clothes and stuff, and then she bows again and says, You are most magnificent, my lords. I, Andaria Sevastia, recognize that you have destroyed and vanquished the ruler of office. She bows again. I am merely a researcher and a scholar. I have no quarrel with you. My research is what is important.
Larry looks to Rilinid. Maybe you talk to this lady too.
Research, my dread lady, she continues to Alauneari, that I can offer you. My mind is sharp, my experiments intriguing. Let me live, and I will grant you the full benefit of my arcane intellect. She bows.
Rilinid looks at Alauneari, looking at him, and offers a severe frown.
Well, Alauneari is really in two minds right now. She likes to lord over people.
She takes a step closer. A dread and terrible queen. She bows again. It is clear that someone in your position needs a skilled alchemist at their disposal. The risk of sabotage, poisoning, etc. would make my research and my talents invaluable to one in such a powerful position as yourself. She bows again. I have studied many things here in Asathir, but my cousin, she glares at the corpse, never gave me the resources I required for a real laboratory with sufficient room to do the research.
What research exactly have you been making? What is your intent? What do you wish to find out?
This place is ancient, Dread Queen. It holds many secrets. I have managed to unlock some of them. She bows again. The ancient civilization of the gnomes and something far older still. Sadly, my cousin forbade more excursions into the fungal jungle. I couldn't collect enough samples. She bows again. I have done much research, however, and my potions, bombs, and other creations are more potent than they ever were. I have even cultivated a rare breed of fungus in my laboratory. It is telepathic, Dread Queen.
Oh, very. And what use can such a thing be? It's a little closer to the sort of body on the table. Please come see her.
And Daria moves past Haraku and takes a step aside. She glares down at her. I bore no love for my cousin, Dread Lady. She was always so rash and short-sighted. I, on the other hand, look to the future. What use does the fungus have, you ask, Dread Queen? Well, that it can have many applications. With enough research, I believe I could cultivate similar networks. Communication, for instance, could be made very swift over large distances. She smiles.
And what would you need to finish such research, besides a lab, of course?
I would need resources, Dread Lady, and time to do the research. More specimens is needed. It is complicated. Many things are needed to stimulate proper responses in the specimens.
Alauneari nods and says, you do seem smart. Do you know how to make one invulnerable to poison?
She considers it is something that could be researched, yes.
Let's see, sense motive here. What's her current disposition towards us?
Let's see here. Well, Alauneari can feel that Andaria Sevastia is... she appears honest to her mind. She seems eager to please, anxious to survive, but you get the feeling that it is mostly because she finds her research so fascinating and engaging. Her drive seems very much to be an academic one.
So, before I do anything rash out of game, do you guys think we should kill her or let her live?
Interesting thing, because she will want Skithrow and Zan and...
Well, she can't have those. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I'd say keep her. We can always kill her later. She does something we
Probably
don't.
she's smart, right? And she says she thinks about the future. That's something she'll lord over us when she stands over our cold, dead bodies, right?
We had discussed this issue before we even, arrived at this tower, so it's not a moot point, but just as a reminder, at least I expressed my opinion that she should be killed.
We've been told twice already that we should kill her. Even her cousin said, my cousin will revenge me, and the guard captain said that we should be careful with her.
Yeah. Yeah, Alauneari certainly doesn't trust her. She's too smart and not part of our family. And she is a noble that do have kind of a claim, if you will. So now Alauneari will just channel her, I think. And we'll start-
Tristan can always message the torturer
That's
to slit her
surprise
throat.
action. No, it's fine. I don't think she'll go for that. She is, she'd probably expect something to happen. I don't think she'll be but a channeling, that's kind of subtle. And I did make her step into the desecration.
Yeah.
So
You want to select Gorval out of this? Since there's only, Trislin, Rain, myself, and Zyn, that's only 4 people, so you can get Gorval
yeah,
out of this.
she doesn't channel him. No.
Yeah.
Why would she do that? That seems mean.
I will also say though that your sense motive checks have revealed she doesn't seem treacherous to her mind at this point. She generally wants to continue research.
Obviously, she does very much care about life, and we would completely understand that if we were good individuals. The problem is that her existence is predicated on continuing her research, and we have ruled in past conversations that the Zyn and Skithral alliance is more valuable to us right now than any single individual. And she would be a threat to that if we denied her her resources to continue research. We would be just as bad as her cousin.
Yeah, well, it's up to you to decide, of course. You haven't asked her, I'm just saying.
I mean, you could ask her more, I suppose. The thing is, she might just say whatever's needed to keep her alive.
Yes, that's the intelligent decision. She wants to stay alive. We don't want her alive. Let's get on with it.
I agree with Grimith.
She
I think she would be a problem, yes, but she might also be, a resource that we can use somehow if we just say, well, you can stay alive, but we'll watch you and you can't get any Zyn or Skithral anymore. But then she wouldn't have any way to continue her research,
Right.
So, yeah.
So then we can't use her for anything then.
That is, if she needs Zyn or Skithral.
Yeah, she might just enjoy research.
I just need other mushrooms.
I think sentient creatures is what she's after here.
You can certainly ask.
Just give her Swervenablin instead. You have those.
Prisoners. The guard captain warned us against her. What did he say exactly?
Not to underestimate her.
That's true. He said she was potent.
She looks scrawny, but she is dangerous.
I just don't want to make a decision here because that goes against the party will. I think that we should spare her at least for now. But
I'm personally on that kind of idea that she might be more useful, at least alive for now.
It's a mistake. I think that in time she will grow to resent us just as much, and given how intelligent she is, she will just certainly work to dispose us in some other form or fashion. I'd rather excise the problem while she's outside of her lab.
yes. And yet, goes against everything that really is a Garrus, it seems.
Is it the will of a Garrus to just keep all of these sharp knives around you, waiting for them to plunge into your back?
No, it's not. It's not to waste resources, right?
Yes, the resources that are capable of concocting heavy toxins that are more than willing, able to design to, affect you in some form or fashion.
That is true. She's basically at our mercy right now. Although she will put up a fight.
Put up a fight. And if you want to say, well, we can just rest and we can get stronger, she can make sure she has all of her shit with her for any potential combat situation we might try to lure her into.
Well, she would have her shit with her right now because she
might not
probably
have-
expects combat.
She might not have all of it, no. She didn't know the exact situation when she came up here.
Andoria smiles. Once Andoria, Dread Lady, allow me to prove my usefulness to you, please. She bows.
Look at her, clearly contemplating. Let's say, then how do you wish to do that?
She smiles a bit. As I said, I am well read in studies, ancient lore and such. My knowledge could be useful in getting this place into shape. My cousin, she dismissively waves at the corpse on the table, and never did listen to any of my advice. And she was the poorer for it, if I may be so bold. My insights into the scientific and the arcane are significant, my lady. And all of this knowledge I put at your disposal.
Tristan is gonna say something, and don't panic.
Okay.
Good.
But we always panic.
No, don't
Let me
panic.
stop
It's
talking.
no. Tristan looks at her and says, "Well, your cousin seemed very determined that you were gonna revenge her. That was, in fact, her last dying thing to say."
And Daria looks down at the former Barris. She said this.
She indeed did.
She snorts. She doesn't know people, or didn't know people as well as she thought. She shrugs. As I said, I bore her no love. She was ignorant and insular. She wasted a great opportunity here. And I do not wish to do the same.
The mushroom you speak of,
Yes, it is fascinating.
is it like the normal mushroom in the fungal jungle, or is it alive? You know, walking, talking?
It is not walking and talking, my lady. It grows in my laboratory. It is still in its early stages of development.
Will it be able to?
It depends on the capabilities it will show. I am not 100% sure exactly what that will be. I do not think it will be floating around on its own, however.
Real
So,
go for it. Go ahead.
no. I was gonna say to you guys, so it's not a sin. Zyn, sorry.
Zan.
Zyn.
It's not Zyn, yeah.
No, it is not Xan, my lady.
No.
It is something else I have created myself.
Rilinid
Where
offers
did-
a derisive snort.
Where did you get this?
She is but saying anything to obfuscate the truth. All sorts of pleading mannerisms designed to save her own hide.
She smiles back at Rilinid. I do not deny that my hide is dear to me, Lord. But why waste such opportunities if I can live and your house grow more powerful at the same time? Is that not beneficial for all of us?
Empty promises designed to appeal to the sense of overwhelming authority, which, while that might have caught your sister and other nobles by surprise, does not with me.
Then allow me to prove my worth to you, my lord.
With research? That could take decades, centuries, with nothing but dithering and stalling.
She smiles. Well, research do take time, my lord, but I have other talents as well. Talents I am willing to put forward for whatever use you would require. My brilliance is not only in the studious kind. I long ran much of the more tedious paperwork of this place. My sister was far too interested in her narcotics and carnal pleasures. So it befell to me to try to save some of the... seem to consider some of the wealth of office.
Alauneari will try to see again her way of acting if she seems to be genuine.
She seems to be genuine. She shrugs and points at Lisatha. House Sebastia is all but destroyed, my lords. I am, as far as I know, the only surviving member, and if your hate for my house is so fierce that you cannot let me live, then I guess so be it. I will fight to the death. I do not wish to die myself, but I will defend my life if I must. But know that I see no future for House Sebastia. It is destroyed.
It is not a matter of your house that we have concern with. Such would be too petty for me. More to the point, it is a matter of your research. In order to get ourselves to this point, we have forged alliances, and the attitude of the Zyn and Skisral, whom I am rather certain you have studied in your time, is more valuable to me, or really to us, than any single individual, even one of your intellect and talents.
She seems to consider. I see. Yes, you are suspecting that my research will cause affront to these beings.
Indeed, for after all, as a researcher, your dedication to your craft is what matters most, and you would go to any lengths to preserve that, even in defiance of some edict.
She seems to consider. And she really seems to think for a bit, and then she say, prohibiting me from studying living Zyn and Skisral would hamper some of the research. That is true. However, it seems to me that being alive and doing what research I can is better than not. As such, if that is one of your demands, my lords, I will of course refrain from capturing any of your allies.
Rilinid sneers.